Hi, my name is Jennifer Claro, and I'm here with Suzanne Duato. Suzanne teaches a class here that will be starting in December. And Suzanne has a Bachelor's of Science in Human Nutrition. She's also a certified integrated nutrition and health coach, as well as a personal trainer. And she also has started a nonprofit in 2016 called Thrive Health and Wellness. And I was just wondering, Suzanne, if you could tell us a little bit about your nonprofit and its mission.
Great, yeah. So I guess in terms of the mission of the business, I've had the pleasure of working with hundreds of people over the last 20 years that I've been a health coach and a nutritionist. And I think what always stands out to me is that, when I meet with clients for the first time, is how long and how often they're usually struggling with symptoms related to a health condition, in my mind, unnecessarily. And when I talk to these individuals and ask them, what are the things that they're struggling with, a lot of those symptoms can be pretty life-changing and can impact their day-to-day life. So that can be things like anxiety, bloating and constipation, depression, low energy, low libido, memory issues, brain fog, achy joints, all these kinds of things. And when we talk about what they've done in the past to try to address those symptoms, really, I think what always stands out is that they always want to change. They want to feel better. They want to make the right choices, but they just don't have access to programs or, to trained professionals like myself that can help them implement those lifestyle changes. So a lot of times they're stuck to just go to their doctor and get a prescription to manage those symptoms, which often come with their own set of side effects. And, so what we really want to do is to make these types of programs and this type of information that can be so successful in helping people get rid of a lot of those symptoms and to lose weight and to manage chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease, kidney disease, and things like that through diet and lifestyle changes. And so the company, our nonprofit, is really trying to make those programs as accessible and affordable for as many people as possible, just so that anybody that wants to have access, can get it and can afford to, partake in it.
Well, I know you've been running programs here at the Cameron for over a year, and I know that you've worked with over 70 participants in the center. And I think, one of the successes for some, there was a 600-pound weight loss, over that time period that different individuals were participating in your class. And that's a huge accomplishment, but you've mentioned other important factors such as inflammation, diabetes. But why do you think these participants were successful in that? Let's just take something so small as the weight loss that your program provided versus just going to the doctor and being given a prescription to manage your symptoms, because sometimes that seems like the easiest, but sometimes you just get lost.
Yeah.
And how do you think your program helped people navigate those symptoms and help them really address some of those chronic diseases such as weight loss and diabetes and inflammation?
Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to share. We know absolutely that when people have access to programs like this, so what comes with that is oftentimes setting clear goals and having a strategy and a plan to implement those goals. When people have access to a trained professional that can help educate them about their bodies and how the foods that they eat and the lifestyle that they live impacts their health. With our program, one of the most impactful parts of it is the community element that we have. And, I can talk a little bit about what types of things that we cover in our program, but the special sauce is really the community element. When people connect with one another and they're sharing and they don't feel that they're alone in struggling with these things and they can celebrate each other's successes, it's incredibly powerful. I remember hearing a quote once that, you know, getting healthy is a team sport. And I love that whole concept. I think it's really true. So with our program, what we do is we really try to hit different topics every week. The program's 7 weeks. We meet once a week for an hour and a half. And we'll cover in the beginning, you know, goal setting, understanding the limiting beliefs that might be holding us back, and get people to feel excited about their body's innate ability to heal. We talk about the benefits of an anti-inflammatory diet. We talk about the importance of, you know, a mindfulness practice to reduce stress, you know, the importance of quality sleep, and how to implement those things. And yeah, you're right. I mean, people they just are blown away at what they can do without a whole lot of effort when they have the right direction. So we have had 70 people come through the program, and they've lost collectively about over 600 pounds. You know, that weight just melts off. I mean, the average person in our program loses 8 pounds of unwanted weight. We've had as many as 30 pounds. And other people who don't even want to lose weight just benefit from the nutritional information that they get. But they do also get a lot of other benefits from the program when you implement these kinds of lifestyle strategies. So we will see that over even just 6 to 8 weeks, people will lower their blood pressure and regulate blood sugar, and they will start to sleep better and see surges in energy and more clarity and focus, improved moods. You know, they're no longer dealing with acid reflux and bloating and all these kind of things that can really bother people on a day-to-day basis.
Right. And I know one of the topics that looks like you'll be looking at in this next series or this next class has to do with inflammation. And I've heard you speak about inflammation several times in some of your answers this morning. But I mean, to me, that's, you know, someone that's trying to be healthy and trying to eat all the right things. I never really thought about inflammation. And it seems a little bit confusing. And I was just wondering if you could just speak on the effects of inflammation on the body and how you can heal.
Yeah, that's a great question. So the science tells us that, you know, when there's what we call sort of low-grade chronic imperceptible inflammation in the body, and a lot of people will know this as silent inflammation, which means that the body is slightly inflamed, the immune system is elevated, but oftentimes that happens without us knowing right away. And when inflammation is elevated chronically for a long period of time and it remains unchecked, then it becomes productive of disease. And the types of diseases that inflammation will cause or can be the foundation for are these chronic diseases that we all, you know, we just see the rising rates of. So again, diabetes, heart disease, cancer, dementia, kidney disease, hypertension. And so it is absolutely critical that people really live an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. And unfortunately, most of us in America live in a pro-inflammatory state. So when people ask me, it is confusing, what is inflammation? You know, they know of inflammation maybe as pain and redness and swelling on the surface of the body, but inflammation in our, you know, is a cornerstone of our body's immune system, but it's meant to, you know, elevate when it's needed and deal with, you know, an acute condition, and then it's meant to kind of come back down again. And it's really that when it's elevated all the time, that's when it becomes a problem. So the types of things that cause inflammation, certainly genetics is a factor. Your exposure to toxins, secondhand smoke is going to increase inflammation chronically. But we know that diet has a major impact on inflammation. So, you know, I usually tell people the first thing is these highly refined, processed, manufactured foods. This sugar-sweetened beverages are probably among the worst offenders in terms of impacting health and inflammation. But what's often surprising to a lot of people is that there's other foods that they may be ingesting, and sometimes they really think of as healthy foods that are causing inflammation. So those types of things could be gluten, which is a protein found in wheat, rye, and barley. So in breads and cakes and crackers and cereals, can be very, very inflammatory to a lot of people. Dairy can be inflammatory. Alcohol, even beans, legumes can be inflammatory. So when we remove inflammatory foods, by and large, and we increase the consumption of whole, fresh fruits and vegetables and lean meats and, healthy fats, we really transform people's lives in a very short period of time. And that astonishes people, but it's really not that hard. People can eat plenty of food. You're not restricting calories or anything like that. You're just removing inflammatory foods, and that alone can be impactful. And the only thing I would add too is that some of the interesting studies coming out now, and they're really showing this correlation between mindset and inflammation too. There's some studies that show that loneliness can be as dangerous to your health and increase this inflammation as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. And I talk to the people that I work with all the time. That's why this center is so wonderful. I mean, getting out into the community, joining groups like this, engaging your mind, connecting to other people is more than just fun, right? It's really important to your longevity and health.
Just looking at all the weekly emails that you'll send out to the class participants, just telling them what to expect this week, or sending encouraging words, or sharing recipes, and then just the sharing of foods that people have made and how they've changed the recipes, and just sharing that excitement with one another, and then just the get-togethers that you all have outside the center for fun. It definitely I think it definitely speaks to community, and I can't say enough for the way that you present classes, because you really are compassionate and you really listen, and I think that's one reason your classes here are so successful. So I know we're about to start a new class, and I was just wondering if you could tell us about the luncheon coming up, and and what someone needs to do to learn more about the next Thrive 7 class.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for all those nice words too. Just I love this group. I have made such wonderful friends here from the clients that come into the program. I learn from those people. It is such a fantastic group, and the bonds that they form, like you mentioned, go far beyond the class, and I really love that. And I do love that the people that you hang out with, the people that you spend time with, will reflect the type of life that you have yourself. So if you're with if you're hanging out with people who care about their health and lift you up, it's important. So I do love that. The program that we have coming up, so we have a lunch and learn. It's a free lunch and learn that I'm going to be running, which is really just a sit down, have lunch, hear more about the program. I think a lot of people are a little confused about what it's about, so I'm going to go over all that, and that's on December 10th at 12:30. And then our first Thrive session will start again in January, and we're still working on the dates, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Tuesdays at 10:30. And those classes cap out at 15, so if anyone's interested, they should sign up, I guess, at the front desk.
Right, and early.
And early, right.
Yeah. And just in closing, what kind of people would you think would be interested in the Thrive 7? How could they learn more about your nonprofit and learn more about the opportunities that you can give someone, whether it's coaching on nutrition or a healthier lifestyle? How can people learn more about Thrive 7, and what does that person look like?
Yeah, great question. So certainly, really anybody that wants to have more information and learn more about their health and how, their diet and their lifestyle will impact their health. And that's probably most of us. So yes, weight loss tends to be one of the reasons that most people come to the program, but I've had plenty of people that have come that really don't want to lose any weight. They just wanted to learn more about their body and learn more about healthier choices that they could make. So it's really for anybody. I really open that up to any adult. I certainly love to work with people that are struggling with a health condition, and I'm trained to help to manage that with them and their doctors and things like that. They can always contact me through my website. So the website is thrive7.com, and there's all kinds of information about the program there. I have a blog on there, and all the contact information. So we run classes on an ongoing basis here, and we're coming up on our 8th one, which will be in January. But I do private counseling as well, and they can sign up and get more information from the website.
Well, thank you so much for sharing more about Thrive 7 to the whole community of Westford, and we really appreciate all that you do here at the Cameron Senior Center. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Sure.
Hi, I'm Katie from the Cameron Senior Center. I'm the program coordinator here, and I just wanted to give some updates on some really fun things that we have going on. November and December, super busy here at the Senior Center. Today, this week actually, we have the men's breakfast, the veterans breakfast, the women's breakfast. We have three different lunches. We have the Wednesday lunch, the census lunch. We're meeting the music makers. Next week we have an elegant chef luncheon, the birthday luncheon, and so I know that sounds like a lot of food, but it's a lot of social activities that we have here, and we'd love to have people join us. We also have fitness classes that range from Zumba and fitness camp, circuit training, mature movers to bone builders, chair movement, and yoga. So best part about this place is that we're not only open during the day, but we also have night programs. So we have movie nights and book club and hot dog hamburger night, and don't forget bingo. So we also have some really great trips coming up. Friday the 13th, in December, we are going to the Boston Pops, and we also have 2 big trips coming up. In September 2020, we're going to Rome and the Amalfi Coast, and we're going on a springtime tulip cruise in the Dutch and Belgium waterways. So I'm also looking for great new ideas for trips and programs for 2020, so if anyone has any ideas and want to talk to me, my name's Katie, and you can email me at krussell@westfordma.gov, or just stop by the Senior Center and see what we have going on for the day.
Hi everyone, I'm Allison Christopher. I'm the social worker for the Westford Council on Aging and for the town of Westford. And I just wanted to let you know about a few things that are going on in my world here. Right now, it is the beginning of November, which means that the fuel assistance season has started. So fuel assistance, or LIHEAP, begins on November 1st and allows people with a relatively low household income to get some financial benefits put toward their heating fuel bills. So I wanted to remind folks that if you are struggling with your heating bills and you think that you might meet the income guidelines, please give us a call here at the Senior Center. Either I or Annette Cerullo can speak with you about how the program works. We can do applications here for both senior households as well as non-senior households. And just to give you a little bit of a guideline, for a household of one, the maximum gross income for the year is $37,360. And for a household of two, the maximum gross income is $48,855 for the year. And obviously, as the household size goes up, so does the maximum gross income guideline. But any questions, give us a call, and we're happy to talk with you about it. The other thing that's happening now is we have had our deadline for families and seniors to apply for holiday food and gift assistance for Westford families and families under with children under 18 for gifts. But now we really need to bring in the donors for these holiday baskets that we will be giving out at both Thanksgiving and Christmas. So if you are interested in donating funds or food or gifts to the program, please contact Katie Russell here at the Senior Center, and she can talk with you about that. The third thing that I wanted to mention is that Dementia Friendly Westford is really rolling along now. We have our website up and running. It's dementiafriendlywestfordma.org. We've been posting events on our event calendar there to let people know what they might want to attend in the community for someone with dementia or a care partner of someone with dementia. The final message is that we do have a lot of donated medical equipment that we have not had users for. So if anyone is in need of walkers, canes, those kinds of basic pieces of medical equipment, feel free to give a call or come by and we can help you get set up with something. Thanks so much.